Captain Durag, brave protector of Slime City and professional grime fighter. Disney's offer for Black History Month. This has got to be a trap. This must be some sort of 4D chess deep op move. There is no way this made it through Disney's checks and balances, all of the anti-racism departments, all of the sensitivity training, all of the checks and balances no doubt put in place in every single Disney product to not only make it to the stage of animation, but to be fully produced, ready, and released during February of all times. I have not yet quite been able to discern the release mechanism of this trap, but there's got to be something. Maybe they're tracking the episodes, or I don't know, if anybody torrents them, they'll send a drone to your house to blow you up, or something. I don't know, but it must be. This has got to be a double play of some sort, because creating a black superhero that specifically fights grime in Slime City, and then putting a durag on his head that looks an awful lot like a trash bag, and purple armor, because we all know how fond the blackies are of their purple drink. Fuck, that got me demonetized right there. Like I said, trap. Obviously as well. This is... And initially, I too thought this would be some kind of a joke, right? Some right-winger, extreme racist kind of guy, Ku Klux Klan card-carrying member, snuck into Disney, somehow managed to infiltrate the staff and play along with everybody else. He was playing the long con. He's been doing this for like 25 years, purely to put this offensive piece of shit within a kids show. But no, you want to see the Ku Klux Klan member in question? Camilla Corbett, a Caribbean black woman, according to herself, and a comedian. Which, to be fair, presenting this as a cultural superhero is mildly funny. I see the joke. I don't know if it's the same joke, but I see the joke, most assuredly so. And she is baffled, by the way, by the backlash. I created the character Durag Man. That's somehow even worse than Captain Durag. On the Disney show Hey AJ, and I'm just finding out that people are finding it problematic. Oh, I just wanted our culture to have a superhero of its own. So I chose Durag Man in purple armor with a trash bag on his head. Wow. I genuinely think you'd get a better character out of the KKK at that point. And the weirdest part is, so I looked up the show itself, and this looks good. What? Okay, so, right. Here you have a black nuclear family. Mother, father, friends, a child running around, clearly loving life, enjoying her toys, English, and her friends. Okay, that sounds like exactly what you would want to create for the black community, because, okay, we whites, we've basically had this as the core fundament of all of our children's entertainment since time immemorial. We've understood that presenting children with a positive role model of a family is a valuable thing to have. Now, that has fallen off the wagon massively since the institution of progressivism and the absolute utter hatred of the traditional family, but this is a good thing. Obviously, this is a good thing. It even looks beautifully animated as well. And in this show, you introduce Durag Man. What, are you trying to sabotage the project? Was Captain Watermelon unavailable? Okay. Oh, and yes, many of you may have noticed that is indeed a white bunny dressed up as his sidekick. Yes. Fortunately, the white bunny does belong to the child, so at least we can avoid any overt sexual comparisons there. Disney, sweet Baby Jesus. Okay, anyways. This is supposed to be a positive cultural superhero, is it? Okay, part of me as well kind of agrees. Oh, hear me out here. Remember back in the old days, like Dexter's Laboratory, we had like Super Friends or something? Obviously meant to be parodies of the Avengers, right? You've got Captain America, you've got the Hulk, you've got Thor, and Mighty Monkey. Is that his name? Probably. I don't even think he was parodying anything. He's just a monkey with superpowers, because why not, I suppose. But the point is, we used to basically have a lot of parody level stuff like this in our entertainment because it could draw upon wider pop culture to make a funny joke. And also because things like comic book culture was actually kind of how do I put it? Like, it had a certain magic to it back then. The superheroes, right? They had a certain prestige and aura that shows like this could draw upon. It was why South Park did that whole like anime style special video way back in time. You remember that as well? These were all intended to evoke that kind of like subcultural feeling and grandiosity. And it was one of the best episodes, honestly, as well, as it also introduced a little bit of the mystique around it and cool characters. And I can kind of see, in the era of basically satirical parodies like these, a Durag Man kind of working. You would have to make it blindingly obvious it's intended to be tongue-in-cheek, of course, and, I mean, Grime Fighter in Slime City, cleaning up the neighborhood? If we were to stretch this a little bit, I could see certain interesting parody elements pointed towards the black community there, but details. However, that doesn't appear to have been the case. This seems to have been played straight, and now we also know how this exactly snuck past Disney's censor. Because no doubt, the moment this picture crossed the screen, this is actually wholesome. I actually like the look of this. The moment this passed the screen of some censor at Disney, the storyboard arrived and Captain Durag, or even worse, Durag Man was mentioned, you would think that a giant red pen would immediately scrolled across that entire thing. But then that person went, who the hell made this? He must be fired immediately. We've got a racist infiltrator on our hands. And somebody went, oh, yeah, that was the black comedian woman who made that. At which point, I mean, how could you object? What member of Disney's no doubt extensive censorship team would then hold up their hand and go, I find that deeply racially offensive, actually. I'm about 99% sure everybody else will think so as well. Because, right, even if I were to give this the benefit of the doubt, which I kind of can, right, as just kind of a silly, goofy, like parody-level superhero character, you are part of the culture that made us all hypersensitive about this nonsense. You are part of the culture that introduced us to the idea of stereotype being evil. The idea that white people can't wear braids because that is somehow racially profiled to be a uniquely black thing. You are the people who segregated college campuses and bring up your race and cultural heritage at every fucking turn as if it is, and it is clearly, some sort of shield against any and all criticism, and a way to advance yourself as well. And I do love, by the way, as well, under this, they're like, follow me on Instagram if you actually support black artists and check out my work comedy. Woman, you are being cancelled right now. Woman, you made what even the blacks considered to be a deeply offensive racial character, okay? Everybody I've seen react negatively right there on this. Even in the articles themselves are like, this is obviously not pro-black in any way. And she still has the balls to go like, listen, I'm a black artist. I'm gonna hold up the race card even as I'm being yelled at for abusing that race card. I mean, once again, the communists have coined a beautiful term in the phrase, privilege is invisible to those who possess it. Imagine Imagine if this character had been invented somehow by some white guy and it came out. That person would have deleted every single social media they've ever owned by now. That person would be changing addresses right as we speak. They would be made unhireable in every industry on Earth. They would be sewage cleanup crews who'd have this motherfucker on their blacklist. Okay? And this chick has the fucking sheer massive Titan balls to go, please follow my Instagram for more of this. Oh, that is just genuinely insane. Right, wow. Okay, right. To kind of wrap this all up again as well, Durag Man, as officially intended, I actually could see this fly back in the days of Dexter's Laboratory. I genuinely could. Tongue-in-cheek, everybody would immediately understand, okay, this is obviously supposed to be a joke. Haha, you're playing upon the racial stereotypes. The very stereotypes themselves used to be the subject of like 90% of comedy routines in the 90s. Go back and watch like an Eddie Murphy routine from the 90s and 80s, and it's basically just racial jokes all the way through, because we all understood that to truly overcome these divisions and all of it, we talked about this before, but it was to make it funny. It was to go, oh, these are the differences between us. Let's turn them all into jokes. Let's turn them into things that we can all laugh at and find equally ridiculous. White people get their jokes, Asians get their jokes, blacks get their jokes, and it brings us all closer. But after 20 years of actively destroying that system, to then wander in and produce this, I will never understand the thought patterns of certain individuals, which has also been brought up in other posts, as I found, oh yes, here we go, read a book. I'm not even sure YouTube will allow me to zoom in on that, so I'm not going to. Or an even better one, this one. I agree with the messaging. I am just utterly and completely baffled by the way you chose to communicate it. Listen, okay, I think reading is a fantastic thing that more young people should do. It brings them, Prince Harry's Spare? Back your comfort zone? Also, that's not a book, that's barely an instruction, but never mind. Okay, absolutely. Read loads of things. It'll widen your horizon. How do I communicate this message to my audience? I'll dress up in a thong and sit on a stack of books. This, by the way, is why we needed to make jokes about our differences, because it's the only goddamn way I can... No. Let's not go down that path just right now. I'm already enough trouble for talking about Durag Man, so let's not go any further down that one. But yes, Durag Man is now poisoning what genuinely actually looks like a super sweet and innocent and positive show. God, can you imagine, like, explaining this to the kids too? I mean, it's better than the alternative, I suppose. God help you if this woman has made an episode about reading, as I imagine that one will probably trigger even the more lax censorship rules over at Disney, or at least so I goddamn hope. Durag Man. I have been Arch. Thank you very much for watching. I don't even know how to continue. On many different levels. Have a good night.